Welcome to Stylist, Young I Can Get You Fly. Taper your way to thousands. I'm going to work on Stylist, Young I Can Get You Fly. Fade your way to a fortune. Okay. The next haircut I'm going to teach you is how to do a drop fade. Now, previously, I taught you all how to do a temple taper, a back taper, and temple taper. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to fade. Okay. Fading is making a making a guide area and then blending. Okay. And the fade is a process of making one section and another section blend between the two sections. Okay. It's like in art when you have a pencil that's like 0.1 and you're shading a line, and then you have a pencil that's 0.5 right below it, and you shade and you see a difference between the darkness of the shade. The area in between is the blending portion. Okay. The blend portion is what causes a fade to be seamless. So now I'm going to work on a drop fade with you. Okay. Right here is the area for a low fade. Okay. So we're going to do a low drop fade. Okay. So a low fade is typically one finger length above the ear. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create my first guide right here along this section, and then I'm gonna fade it up on both sides. Okay. The fade is gonna drop down. All right. So I'm gonna get my tools I'm gonna need for this. I'm gonna use my wall, ball fader. I'm going to use my 0.5 guard and my 1. Okay. The 0.5 guard is a 1/16 length and the 1 is a 1/8 length. Okay. You'll learn about the lengths. Okay. The guard lengths, because the guard lengths are very important in order for you to understand the shading of the hair as you begin to cut. And I'm going to use my all-purpose comb. It's very important you know which comb you're using, okay, so that way you can identify which is which. Okay. An all-purpose comb normally is a comb, a long comb that is roughly about 8-9 inches long. Okay. And it has numbers on each side of it, so that way you can tell the number of inches or centimeters that, the number of centimeters that each number is, so that way you can use it as a marker whenever you're using it. That's why they call it an all-purpose comb. This side here, the smaller side, will act as a 0.5 blade or guard. This larger side here will act as a 1 guard. See? You can actually fade with just this comb by using the smaller side or the larger side. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to create my first guideline right here above the ear on each side. And I'm going to go in with the guard, with the ball fader open. Okay, I'm going to tilt the head, and so you can see. I'm going to go in right here to this section, right here, because this is where I want the fade to drop down at. since I created my guideline right here, I'm gonna pop on my 1/8, and I'm going to use a flicking motion up to create my next line. See what I'm doing? You use your comb to comb the hair down to see how it's laying. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 1.5 and go right here. And I'm going to take my 1.5 open. You see how it's beginning to take form right here? Where the fade is beginning to drop down? So now I'm going to pop on my 2. See how this fade begins to drop down right here? That's exactly what we want. The fade drops down right here. This is a drop fade. This is a low drop fade. Okay? We're going to do the same thing on the other side to make it match. This is a drop fade. A low drop fade. The fade drops down. Okay. A lot of guys, a lot of guys that like wearing the American crew type cuts, they will wear their hair in a drop fade similar to this, with their hair up top longer and combed backwards like this, mainly like on straighter hair. And you have some brothers that like to wear the relaxed straight hair and have the comb back look like this. They call it the slick back from back in the day. But this is the type of look that they go for, where they can just comb it back like so, and then the back part is tapered down like this in the back. There are some ladies that like wearing their hair like this. They like wearing their hair low like this for a shortcut, where you just mold it down with foam wrap, and the sides and back is tapered down like this, and then they can just wave and do pin curls here on the top. So if you would like to take my Fade Your Way to a Fortune class, you can book me below. The link is going to be in the description. And you can call me at 314-359-5499, or you can book me on my website. I'm going to have a link on my website. You can just click a button, and it's going to take you to either my online material, or you're going to be able to book a online virtual Zoom meeting with me, where I can teach you this same technique or several techniques within my class on Zoom or live one-on-one. The early bird special for this is $200 cash. So if you want to take a class, you come bring me $200 cash. That's the early bird special for either Taper Your Way to Thousands or Fade Your Way to Fortunes class. Okay, $200 early bird special. The regular price for this class is $500. Okay, the regular price is $500. Okay, if you get the early bird price, it's $200 if you pay cash. Okay, so now, since we did the drop fade, I'm going to teach you how to do a low fade. Okay, a low fade is similar to a drop fade, except the low fade goes all the way around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the fade up a little bit right here, all the way around on both sides. So that means I'm going to fade the back in a little bit more. So I'm going to use my 2 for this, because I've already brought this particular section up. Now we're going to use the clipper over comb method to get this line out right here. See this line? There's a line right here. I don't know if you can see that. Get this line out right here. Okay. Use the fat end of my comb. Hold it out. And anything that falls out, I'm just going to hit it. Calm down. See how it's blending in already? Blend down. Taking my tool and going down with the grain. I have it open. Now I'm going to close it. I'm doing this so that way this back section can blend a lot easier. That's blending pretty good there. So we have a low fade on the sides. Take my comb. And do a little shear over comb and blend upward. Just so this part can lay in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my thinning shears and I'm going to go and thin all this out right here. Your clipper work got to be as good as your shear work, so tighten up your shear work. I'm going to teach you shear work in the taper and your fade class, okay? You're going to learn the clipper over comb and the shear over comb, okay? These are thinning shears, okay? These teeth right here are spaced out. They're supposed to be spaced out like that. There's only one side that really cuts. And this is for removing bulk or providing texture. So I just go in right here where the line is, and it's already starting to blend out. Because I'm taking the bulk out of the hair right here. The difference between the hair up top and the hair up bottom is the difference in bulk. See how it's blended now? Nice and blended. We got a low fade on the sides and we got it perfectly blended in the back. Okay. Now we're going to do a mid fade, okay? We're going to bring the fade up. We're going to bring the fade up higher, right about to here, okay? A mid fade, low fade is one finger, mid fade is two fingers. So we're going to bring this fade all the way up right here. So, how am I going to bring my fade up? The last guard that I left off with was a 2 right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 3. Why am I using a 3? The reason why I'm using the 3 is because we still have to blend in this top area of hair, okay? So, and we're going all the way up to here. You might wonder why I keep combing the hair backwards. The reason why I'm combing the hair backwards is because I'm looking at the way how the hair is going to fall. Because I'm combing the hair the way that it's naturally going to fall. Okay, so now I have my mid fade. Okay, the mid fade is 2 finger lengths above the ear that goes all the way around. So now I have to blend in this part, this low part with the high part, and I'm going to use my blending shears. Okay. Anytime you're blending something, you want to make sure you use the thicker end, and you just want to hold the hair and scoop out and begin to cut and comb the hair back or down to see how it lays. See how that's beginning to blend? I just got to get this line out right here. Alright, see that? Hair's blended in to the back. So how you would pretty much style this, you would just probably put like some forming cream or some forming paste or mousse or something like that on this, and it'll just lay back like so. Come backwards like that, and let it fall the way it lays. If you would like to learn how to fade your way to a fortune, book me online. www.stylistjohn.com 314-359-5499. I can get you fly. Fade your way into a fortune. Now this last fade that we're going to do is we're going to do a high fade. Okay? A high fade is typically 3 finger lengths. 3 finger lengths above the ear. Okay? So this would almost be considered like a hind tight. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to put on that 3 guard again, and I'm going to go straight up right into here. Because our fade is going to go all the way around, and then I'm going to blend it using shears. Using my all-purpose comb, I'm going straight up with it. This area right here is called the parietal ridge, and we want to make sure okay, so now to blend this area around the top, I'm going to take my shears, take the spray bottle, straighten hair cuts better when it's wet, and I'm going to comb this hair down the way that it grows. Okay, so now I'm going to blend the top with the sides. So how am I going to do that is I'm going to take my hand part the hair down the middle. And you see this line right here, the line where the hair falls over, where the texture of the number 3 is, that is the area that we're going to be cutting, okay? So I'm going to start in the back right here where this little area gap is, and I am going to make my first guideline right here in the back. I'm going to grab the hair with my fingers, and I can see the guideline right here at the bottom where I need to cut, okay? And I'm going to cut straight down to that guideline. Calm down and see how it lays. I'm going to do that again. I can see where my guideline is right here, and I'm going to go straight up and cut that. Calm it down, see how it lays. It's blending right here pretty good, so now I'm going to go all the way around the side and do the same thing. pretty much have it evened out. Now I'm gonna take my thinning shears and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do some minor adjustments, okay? There's a line here I want to get out. Take my comb and go up like this. Take that bulk out, comb down. Take that bulk out and comb down. Sideways go here. Everything's blended. See how everything's blended now? Everything's blending in. See that? Right here. See how everything's smooth and blended very well. Everything's smooth and blended. So then now all you would do is you would just add in your forming paste to make the hair lay down, or lay how you want it to lay. Okay. Fade your way to a fortune. I took you from a low fade to a mid fade to a high fade. We started off with a drop fade into a low fade to a mid fade to a high fade, and then we used the texture shears to blend the hair around the sides, the hair around the top to the sides. And then we did a high fade, and then we used the texture shears to blend the hair from the top to the sides. Okay, I'm Stylist John. If you would like to take a one-on-one class with me to fade your way into a fortune, book me now, www.stylistjohn.com, 314-359-5499. Early bird special is $200 cash. The regular price for class is $500. You will make your money back. All you need is 25 clients a week to make $1,000 knowing how to taper and fade. I am here to teach you. I have live Zoom classes available as well as one-on-one and online learning. Fade your way into a fortune. I can get you fly. Welcome to beauty school.